was so crazy when I look back at that. We're like, why don't the police like us? It's so crazy when I think back on that shit. I'm like, yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see these wolves on the hunt. Why you stunting in your wool trying to front? High cap and act a fool if you want. If you see them teeth baring.
Welcome to Don't Cry Wolf. I'm Di Q, and today we got a legend in the city. Happy to have him here, but I'll have him introduce himself.
It's Charlie Fettah, a.k.a. Chuck Fetts, a.k.a. the King of Manitoba, a.k.a. I make music that no one wants to listen to.
I love that. Dope. Awesome. Thank you so much again, Matt, for being here and
Thank
doing
you for
this.
having me.
Yeah,
Thank you for
appreciate it. Yeah, like I said, we're going to kind of start it off from the beginnings and then kind of work our way up to recent day, because I know you got the project dropping on Halloween.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I kind of wanted to just start. What drew you to hip hop in general?
Oh man, I've always been really musical. When I was like in middle school, I had this really dope music teacher, and Mr. Ricciardi, and
shout out.
Yeah, his brother or his kid is like a real estate agent. It's funny, and I always see him on the posters. But he was just really he was just a really cool dude. And at the time, like, I didn't start with hip hop. It's kind of crazy. I started with punk. Like, I was into all punk, all like metal, like shit like that. And so I like played guitar. I was in bands and shit like that until about like grade 8, grade 9. And then my homie Andrew Fife, he was really into hip hop, but he started like getting into like rap.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, sorry. He started getting into punk, right? So we both had these like
meet in the middle there.
We both had these extensive CD collections, like the 240 bookers.
Yeah.
So like one day we were just sitting there, and he goes, "Man, like, should we just trade CD collections, like, straight up?" And I was like,
"That's fire, actually." Yeah.
I was like, "Okay." And he had just like the classics in there, as well as some stuff that I've never even heard, right? But that's pretty much like the day it changed for me. Like I remember also like being in being in my homie Cody Clay's basement when we were even younger, probably like grade 5, grade 6, and his older brother Kyle was like deep into hip hop, and he would always be like smoking weed in the basement, right?
Fire.
And
yeah.
like
everyone had that older brother, right?
Yeah, like for some reason
yeah.
his parents just didn't care.
Yeah,
and he would be playing like fucking like 36 Chambers and like DMX and Tupac and all that stuff. So I always thought like, whoa. And the thing too, when I started making that change, or when that change started happening, I just draw so many comparisons between the two like styles and genres, because like punk was like, fuck it, we'll do it ourselves, independent. Exactly. And even though that shiny suit era, whatever happened, but it was still a very DIY like thing with hip hop.
Yeah.
And that was really like just dope for me. Like, it wasn't overproduced at the time. The stuff that I was listening to anyways wasn't like overproduced. What got me into hip hop was the first shit, like KRS-One, like Cool G Rap, Big L, like that stuff. I was just like straight up like early 90s New York. That's what drew me out of that CD book. That's what I grabbed.
Yeah.
Reasonable Doubt, like that shit. That was like my everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. No, that's fire. That's kind of the same thing with me. Yeah. As soon as I heard "Get Rich or Die Trying," I put away all the other kind of music, and I was like, "Fuck, this is it. Like, this is such a game changer."
That's a piece to the resistance.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
There's not a skip on that. It's like 20 songs. So I'd like to see somebody.
Could have been a double disc, pretty much. Yeah,
should have been.
Yeah, but cool. Doing like research for this interview, I keep like finding like you kind of made comments a lot about this. I want to say it was like a radio competition back in the day where you just like won 5 weeks in a row or some shit like that. What was this?
Flavor 104?
That was here?
Yeah, what was Streets? Was Streets 104F?
Yeah, Streets was 104.7.
Yeah, so it was Flavor something.
Okay.
And they had a freestyle. It was actually right over here in the Exchange. It was right on top of Johnny G's.
Oh, fire.
And it was this guy, Frank, that ran the station. And there was Ronald and a couple other dudes. Like CP was another dude. What was the other guy? Dr. Shock.
Okay.
Dr. Shock, fuck you if you're seeing this. You still owe me some money.
Oh, damn.
So it's funny. I was in high school.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing the battles and like, I was like, man, I can rap really good and I'm fucking mean. So like, let's just have a baby.
Yeah.
Right. And do this. So I would go down. I wasn't even 18. I think I was like 16, 17. And I did the first one and I can't remember who my first opponent was. And I can't remember the order, but I battled Heatbag, Lou Cypher, John Smith, maybe Rob Crooks, and somebody else. And I won every week. And to their credit, it was also based on like a call in, you know?
Okay.
So I would like do
the homies. Yeah.
I would have the
Lighting up
homies because like a lot of my homies were like doing illegal things for money. So they had a lot of cell phones. So they would just call and vote for me with like different people. But then I legit won because I didn't like, I kind of tested myself. I was like, hey, I'm not going to ask the homies.
Boys,
yeah. And I won and I was like, okay, well now I'm good. Yeah. And that was just like, that was the illest thing ever because when I won and they retired me because they're like, yo, you can't
keep going. You just keep killing.
They also wanted me. If I didn't do that, I was gonna have to battle Ishmaela, who is like a legend, and I would have got my ass whooped.
And it's all freestyle on air, and you're with the guy.
So hold up, no.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't freestyle.
Yeah.
They were pretty cool about it. They would put you in like a little room with the mic and you would press play and they would record it. So they didn't know, they didn't look if you were reading. And I wrote most of it.
Yeah.
Kind of a weird, branch off that was KOTD. When I did King of the Dot. When I did King of the Dot, I lost because.
Winnipeg Battle the Bros champ, introduce yourself.
Charlie Fettah, 204 repping Heatbag Records, NSHB, www.heatbagrecords.com.
You do it all freestyle. They told me
the first verse that was fire.
Yeah.
And shout out to Junk, he's my homie. The first verse I wrote the day of because someone goes, "Oh, you didn't write?" And I'm like, "What the fuck do you mean?
Yeah.
You told me it was a freestyle battle." And they go, "Well, no, we told you to come prepared." And I'm like, "What the fuck does that mean?"
Yeah.
So, anyways, but that was kind of how Flavor was too, which I think is a better form in the long run. Like, I mean, I do love a freestyle battle, but
yeah. But no, it's good to have those those bars.
But if you think like M wasn't like fucking writing those bars when he was at the World Series of Rap and shit like that, you're fucking high.
Yeah.
Like you have bars in your brain that you
in your pocket. They can kind of just be like, all right,
it was like when I won the Battle of the Boroughs against Ruckus at I don't know whatever club that was. That was like the type of thing. I didn't know who I was going to be battling because it was like a round robin thing, right?
Okay.
So you could be battling X amount of people, and then as it got, the pool got smaller and whatever. But I was just keeping bars for everybody, so I'd write some and just keep it. And the thing was with that though is that the beat. They picked the beat. You didn't get to pick the beat.
Oh, shit.
So you had to make sure that you could make it fit or change it on the fly. You could pivot with it. So yeah, but
I was even talking to Len about this in our previous interview. Do you think that they should bring back rap battles on beats? Like, I feel like it's been so like just and then it's almost like they have the same delivery always now because there's no beat and shit. I'm like, give me that like 8 Mile kind of.
I think there's like an argument for both sides because when you don't have the beat, you can just go off.
Really go off, make the joke and everything. Yeah.
You can go really, really deep. But yeah, no, I would love to see that. I would love to see that because it just brings a little bit more like fluidity to it to me.
Yeah,
and
a combination of both would be cool, and like
I think it just shows. It makes you showcase makes you prove if you can do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a straight freestyle. You don't got to make it up on the spot. But if you can't fit to a beat and have melody and
it's like,
and ride
are you
that,
a rapper
and
at that point, or you...
also when you do it on a beat, the punches when you hit the punches, they hit harder.
Yeah,
because like you're it's like that build up, right?
Yeah,
and then
it's
bang.
Like,
it's like a lot of foreplay, and then you bust a nut, right? It's like so.
Yeah, straight though.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, yeah. So I'm assuming that was kind of like your first time of having like notoriety. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh shit!" Like this guy's killing it.
That's when I got the like. That's when I started kind of feeling like I was the shit.
Yeah,
that was the first like little ego boost for me, and that was how I met a lot of people that would later become my friends and my peers and stuff like that.
So I was gonna say, how far after that is like the time where you hear a song and it's uses like a snippet from the movie Casino, and it says, "It's the one scene where they're torturing the guy, Al Pesci or whatever, and he's like, Charlie M.
Charlie M? Charlie M? You make me pop your fucking eye out of your head to protect that piece of shit!
I'm assuming they changed it to Charlie Fettah.
I don't know why they did that, but
Can you tell the people what's the importance of that song?
So the importance of this song. So I'm sitting. I'll tell you the whole story. I'm sitting there with my buddy Dustin, whose older brother is Troy Clark, and Troy Clark knew these guys. And he goes, "Yo, did you hear this?" And I'm like, "Hear what?" And he goes, "Yeah, these guys they made this song." And I'm like, "Okay." And they're like, "They say your name." And I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
And they didn't even, the song had no raps about me at all.
Yeah, okay. So
but in the beginning of it, it's who's one of my dear brothers now, Richard Militaire, RJ. Fuck you for this one, but I love you. He was the guy that, because he wasn't a rapper, he was just a homie. So he said, "Yeah, you made you pop your eyes out of your head for Charlie Fettah." And I was just thinking, like, what the fuck did I do? I don't know these guys. So I hear it, and then of course, my battle rap kicks in, and I'm like, "Yo, I'm gonna fucking diss these guys."
Yeah.
So I start writing and da-da-da-da-da, and then Troy goes, "Well, hold on a second here, because these are some pretty serious dudes.
Yeah.
Don't." And I'm like, "Fuck that, I am." And he goes, "Don't." He goes, "I'm gonna take you to meet him."
Oh, yeah.
So
good
I'm like,
friend,
okay.
Eh? Yeah.
Good
That's a
friend.
good guy to have around, yeah.
Fucking take me to the lion's den. And we pull up, and I still remember it was John C's crib. His mom lived on the main floor, and I think he had his spot on the top. And their legendary stoop on Church between Salter and Main. 322, I think, was the address. I think 322 Church was like the birthplace of like that part of Heatbag. But I pull up, and I was real glad that I didn't diss him, because it was like John C, his cousins, Bubbles, RJ, Thug D, like some serious dudes. And at the time, I'm still a pretty short guy. I am like 150 pounds.
Yeah.
I probably have one very bad tattoo. I probably have a horrible haircut. And I just think I'm the shit. And I pull up, and I'm immediately thinking, when I pull up, wait till I see these guys. And then I pull up and I go, oh, fuck. But right away, man, we talk, and I ask him straight up, like, why the fuck did you say that? And they go, I don't know.
Thought it was funny.
They're like, we thought it was funny, and we heard your name on the radio, so we just did it. And I was like, bet. And then I can't remember who it was. John C or Bubs were like, you want to make a song? And I was like,
Fire.
all right, bet. And then it was just, that was it. That was family forever and ever.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
It was a very like crossroads situation. Like,
Yeah, oh,
because I was
100%.
like, dude, wait till
what
they get a load of me. And then I pulled up and I see these monsters of men, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
no, never mind. Actually, yeah, you probably just looking like me rolling through there. You're just like,
dude, I was, It was. I always like look back at that day, because it's such like a visceral memory, and I just remember every part of that day, like getting in Trevor Tratch's car with Troy and driving there, and like listening to like Pitbull's first album
when he was
Miami,
rapping.
When he was rapping, when he called Miami MIA, or I think we maybe were listening to like Nelly or something.
Yeah.
But I just remember that day so vividly, and I love those guys, and those guys, showed me a lot about myself. Just kind of tucking that ego and being open to like having a good laugh. You know what I mean? Because I didn't have brothers. That was the first. I'm an only child, and that was the first real kind of family, cousins and whatever. But like that was the real brotherhood. That's when that was a brotherhood. That was deeper than music. That turned into an actual family. So
sick. And how much longer then until? Because you guys are chilling, you're cool, you started making music and stuff like
almost
that.
Immediately.
Okay. And
almost immediately. Heatbag Records.
When does like Brooklyn then come into the picture?
That's like about a year into Heatbag. Because Winnipeg at that time, you got to understand, Winnipeg now is so collaborative. Like everybody's
wasn't at the time.
Everybody's friends, which I don't really like. I just think competition is healthy. You know what I mean?
You keep taking all my questions. I literally that's so funny. Okay, but keep going.
But yeah, like Brooklyn comes in probably a year into my, like maybe a year and a half after that.
Yeah.
Because he's on the first Heatbag album. He's got a feature on it for sure.
Is it Northside Connection?
No, that's the first Winnipeg's Most mixtape.
Okay,
the
gotcha.
first one is Heatbag Rolling Stones.
Oh,
because we were
sick.
Rolling Stones.
Hey,
And
cool.
the album cover is so funny. I'm like this, and I'm wearing like, I don't know if you guys remember the big like Looney Tunes character, but it was like wearing like diamond rings, and he was like,
Oh yeah,
it was
bro,
like
that was a time period.
was like-
Well,
it was
there
like-
was so many shirts like that, like Mickey Mouse wearing a bandana,
SpongeBob SquarePants with a grill.
Yeah, exactly.
And it had like rhinestones on it. It
Yeah,
was so good. But
100%.
yeah, that was the first album we did was Heatbag Records presents Rolling Stones.
Sick.
And then we did like Weight Junkies, and I know Brooklyn's all over Weight Junkies. But he was Westbrook. Oh, this is how it happened. There was a show called March of the Goonies. And I remember it because I was in the halfway house and I had to get permission from my parole officer to go to the show because it was past my curfew.
Yeah.
So I go to the show, and it was called March of the Goonies. It was Heatbag Records, Westbrook Records, and somebody else. And that was like Boogie and Brooklyn were Westbrook.
Okay.
And we were all there, Bubbles. So we all did this show, and we took
Together.
this picture together. Yeah. And then we were just kind of like, yo, like, you're fucking dope, and we're dope, so let's be dope together type of thing, right? And
Makes
it just kind of
sense.
happened. It just happened, and that's the way that, like, Brooklyn became involved in Heatbag.
Especially like naturally, that's like I think that just the best, right?
It,
like
it
when
was
it's
one of those
organic,
situations
you know?
too where like back then, man, like you gotta understand, like we were hustlers, like we were there was a lot of gang members around, there was a lot of like violence and like shit that wasn't that good.
Yeah.
So for those relationships to be able to happen rather than the opposite of like a fight or beef was special. And I think the talent and the love for music and the love for creation and the love for the art form is really what kind of, you know, shook out the hangarounds and the homies like that were just like, they try to rap a verse, but they weren't that good.
Yeah.
But then it just, you know, you shake it and it rises to the top, right? And that's just what happened.
Sick. And when did, because you guys collaborated a lot with Stomp and J-Mac, who are also like Juno nominated producers. They pretty much are like the fourth and fifth members of Winnipeg's Most.
They
pretty
are
much.
the fourth and fifth members of Winnipeg's Most. The way that happened is that we were at APCMA's one year. We just went to go check it out. We went to a party at some shitty hotel. They had a bar. I can't remember where it was. Right by, whatever, not important. We go there and I meet them because I was such a big fan of Res Official. And I go there and I meet J-Mac and John C. It was me and John C. And I think Brooke was there too, but remember it was me and John C. for sure. And John C. went to talk to Stomp about like biz because John C. was kind of like he was more of like the producer, like he recorded everything. He's like the guy.
Yeah.
And I was just the rapper. So I went to J-Mac and I rapped for him for an hour, at least an hour. Didn't stop rapping. Any song that came out, rapping over it.
Fire.
And he didn't tell me to get lost.
Okay.
And then after
Good
this,
sign.
they literally both said to us like, "Hey, let's do a project." And we're like, "Okay." And then a year later, that's how Winnipeg's Most was created. A year later, Stomp called and said, Let's do a project.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sorry, where were they based out of?
Edmonton.
Edmonton.
Hobima.
Okay.
Hobima. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Nice. So that was like, they're sending beats over and
No, so Stomp sent some over, but Stomp wasn't really working like that. We had a couple that he let us fuck with, but he came and stayed at my
liked to
house.
make it,
We made the album in my dining room. We turned my dining room and my house on Matheson into a studio, and we recorded the whole album. The first whole Winnipeg's Most record in 10 days.
Okay.
And then he took it. And then we didn't hear it. And then we didn't have a group name. Oh, no, we did. We did halfway through the album. We're all sitting there drunk, and he goes, guys, and Stomp's the funniest guy. Like, he's the funniest dude. I love him. Tom is the best. And he goes, okay, guys, he's kind of juiced, and he goes, okay, guys, I got the name. And we're like, okay, like, what's the name? And he goes, ready? And we're like, yeah, we're ready. And he goes, Winnipeg's Most. And then we're all like waiting for the third.
What?
And we're like, Winnipeg's Most what? And he goes, exactly.
Damn.
And I'm like, what? And I'm like, at first I'm like, that's fucking stupid. And then I couldn't have been more wrong.
Yeah.
Because everyone.
It's so smart.
But we'd always have to correct them though. Like people like,
We're like
Winnipeg's
most wanted
We're
or
fucking
something.
not
Yeah.
the most wanted. But we ended up being, because we were like, I always say this, man, we were infamous before we were famous. Like we were not calm gentlemen.
Yeah, right.
That was a wild time.
I bet, yeah.
Brooklyn punched out a sound guy one time at the Pyramid, and then the show, like we were doing a sold out show there after we won some APCMAs, and we went there, and we're like, there's like 500 people.
Yeah.
And the sound man, the mic wasn't working. And this, to the sound man's credit, he was just trying to get through the crowd to get to the side to control the monitors.
Yeah.
And I guess he didn't get there fast enough. And Brooklyn's like, man, fuck this. He throws the mic down.
Oh, okay.
And the sound guy gets up on the stage. He's like, don't you fucking da-da-da. And Brooklyn just fucking book, knocks him out.
Yeah.
And then the DJ just played the song. And all of a sudden the mic started working. So we just did the show.
Oh, it was perfect.
It was fucking perfect. I wish someone had it on video. It was
wow,
crazy.
what an intro. Yeah.
Yeah, and shout out to Alan Grey Eyes. He's the one that booked us for that show.
Yeah.
I remember looking over side stage after it happened and Alan just going like this. And then literally coming to side stage and giving me the check and just like, I'm leaving.
Yeah, there you go. He does. Well, love it. So can you walk us through the night where you came up with the hook for All That I Know?
Oh, fuck.
One of the craziest hooks. Like,
we were sitting around, myself and Stomp, because Stomp stayed at my house. Mm-hmm. So me and Stomp, you know, he would stay in my spare bedroom, and the other guys would go home. So me and Stomp would get up, and we're like a little early riser kind of guys.
Yeah.
Some of the other dudes were a little bit late risers, but I've always been up, crack of dawn type shit. And I was just up, like drinking a coffee or something, and that beat came on. And Stomp was like, dude, I need you, like, we need more hooks. Because we didn't, like, the first songs that we created were, like, intro, like, stuff that didn't have a hook yet. Like, What You In It For didn't have the hook yet and stuff like that. And Stomp was a real producer in that sense. And he was like, we need a hook. Like, we need a hook. Like, we need a fucking hit.
catchy, yeah.
And I can't remember what started it. But I just said, you know, my baby want me at the game, but and then he goes, what? And I was like, I'm just like, I thought it was trash. And he's like, no, he's like, say it. And I was humming it. And then, it was like, my baby, I can't remember what it was. Oh, my girlfriend at the time was like, yo, because it's no secret, I went to prison. So I was in the streets. And she was like, yo, now that you're doing this music stuff, like, just stick with the music. But I was like, the music's not, the music's not paying me, right? So that was my argument to her. And it was a fresh argument. It wasn't like an argument, but it was like a life conversation because, you know, your first love, you think you're going to be together forever. You know, I don't even fucking know where she is anymore. But she was great. She was a great girl, Caressa. She was great. But yeah, it was like one of those situations where we're having that conversation. And that's kind of what I was saying because I was talking to Stomp about it. And Stomp was also like, yeah, you probably should get out of the life. But, you know, but that's what it was. And I was just humming it. I was like, da-na-na-na. And I just caught that melody. And then, that was the first thing I said. My baby want me at the game, but I tell her this is all that I know. And then Brooklyn came and heard it. And he goes, and all that I know.
Yeah,
and, you know, and then Stomp's like, we're fucking recording it. Fucking, you know what I mean? And he took that album. And I want to say this. This is the craziest thing about that album. He made that album and he took it. Because it was on his computer. He took it. He brought his whole set. He took it. We didn't hear it for like 3 months. Yeah. Didn't hear a fucking thing.
You're like, what's going on with that?
He sent us the album with the artwork and everything. And a whole fucking plan.
Just done. Yeah.
And then we just took off. Yeah. CBC was calling. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was crazy, man. It was a fucking whirlwind.
Yeah, that's a nutty
time. That was a
time.
whirlwind of a situation, man.
Well, even around that time, that's when you guys get featured in the McLean's magazine.
My grandma saw that. She was fucking hella proud.
Yo,
and they also, but fuck McLean's, they put the picture so that my fucking face was on the fold. So it looks like I got like a fucking eye. What's the character from the Goonies? Hey, you guys. That's what I look like. I look like I got like I look like I had a, like, you know, I look like I have a problem.
Yeah,
like I look like my eyes sloped, and I already got a weird fucking eye.
Like open it? Oh,
yeah, like so I would like open it real like wide. I'm like, see, I look normal.
Flatten it out for the homies.
And I'm fucking of the Caucasian persuasion.
Yeah.
I'm the lightest skin Métis guy you'll ever see, but they take this fucking photo in a white hallway, like it looks like they used the white balance on me. Like I'm just like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But whatever. Yeah, McLean's magazine, we got featured. That really blew us up. But we were making. The thing is, I look back on this a lot because we were far from the first people to do it. We were just the first. We were the first artists to talk that shit that we were talking. Mm-hmm. We weren't trying to be political. We weren't trying to be fucking calm. We were literally telling you what the fuck we were doing. And that's what we were doing. We were fighting. We were fucking. We were selling drugs. We were living those rhymes.
That lifestyle, yeah.
And then we were also very smart individuals. So we were automatically reflecting on the positives and the negatives of that lifestyle. So when the media started getting a hold of it, they couldn't just write us off being like this because there was well thought out things. And we at the time, we didn't even know. Like, I didn't know that I was reflecting on the life.
Yeah.
And, like I didn't know
what's going on.
I didn't know what was going on. I was just living, right? And I think that authenticity is really what set us apart and pushed us to that, because people would do interviews with us and I think they thought we were like media trained or like, you know what I mean? Or like weren't who we were.
Yeah.
And then they'd meet us and be like,
oh shit, they
like,
about it.
I remember being at Canadian Music Week. We're playing a Canadian Music Week. We got a headlining show at Canadian Music Week, big deal. You know, we're going there to like, you know, look at record deals. CBC's following us around, shooting a documentary.
With Wob Canoe, right?
Yeah, with the Eighth Fire, yeah. With Shadow Wob. Yeah. And we have this meeting with this manager, and I won't say his name because I'm still friends with him. He's still in the business. And he sits us down. And we got into a fight the show before, and he goes, man, I would love to manage you guys. And I'm like, sick, we're getting a manager. And he goes, but I can't. And I'm like, well, no, like we'll calm down. And he looked at me, he goes, no, you know you won't. and we didn't. And that's kind of what the demise was, or like that caused the breakup, was that we had no structure.
Yeah.
We had no structure. You had 3 extremely independent, testosterone-filled men and it was 3. So it's always 2 against 1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, that's bad.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard because there's no...
And a lot of groups are 3, it feels like. It's just like naturally.
It's just really shitty too, because you got
Yeah.
like Brooklyn and John C, arguably pound for pound, some of the scariest fighters I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
So they're like beefing. They're like, well, what do you think, Fettah? And I'm like,
yeah, I don't want to hop in the middle of that.
I don't want to get in the
Yeah.
middle of this.
No.
But that was the thing. There was just no structure. But that's what made it special, was the same thing that destroyed it.
Yeah.
It wasn't destroyed, but the same thing that made it special and appealing to such a wide audience was the same thing that, you know.
It's the same kind of effect, I think, when people watch like Chief Keef and they're like, shit, this guy's about it. Like, this is sick. Like, when that happened. Again, also, Chief Keef probably didn't have a lot of structure either. But
No, but the States is a bigger market.
Yes.
And
yeah.
the thing was, people were scared of us, man. And like, this is crazy too, because the grants and stuff were around back then. We didn't know. We didn't- Or they told us.
Who tells you that? Yeah.
We're like, why do we need 10 grand for the video? We got 10 grand. And then like looking back, I'm like, it's not like, why?
Why was I spending my own money on that? Yeah.
Like this money in this video.
Yeah.
This money in this video. Stewie Kubrick goes, man, it sure would be nice if like we could throw like 10 grand at the camera. And I was like, all right, 1 second. Like, and he's like,
Nice.
oh, you know what I mean? So it was just one of those things where, yeah, we just had no structure. We were just young and having fun and just like really like, it was crazy.
It was organic, yeah.
It's a lot of like hindsight's 2020.
Exactly.
It's like now I look back on it, I'm like, holy fuck.
Well,
we
even
did
being
that.
in the moment at that time, yeah,
It was
I
wild.
couldn't even imagine.
Dude, I was on a flight every week. I was never home. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
No, that's so sick.
And we made bread, so it was fun.
And even during that time, did you guys also performed at the Winter Olympics?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So the
yeah.
crazy thing is Dreezus, shout out Dreezus, he was in Res Official, Big Dro.
Yeah.
He Res Official got the contract. So he said, you know, we're going to the Winter Olympics, and then we were like, oh, the boys are going to Winter Olympics. We were just hyped for them.
Yeah, fair.
And then Dro gets himself into a little bit of hot water, and he can't make the trip now. So Stomp says to us, he goes, and Brooklyn, I can't remember why Brooklyn didn't come, but Brooklyn didn't come. It was me and John C. Was Brooklyn there? No, he wasn't there. My memory's so shot sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't think Brooklyn was there for some reason. And he goes, look, do you guys want to come to the Winter Olympics in Vancouver 2010? And I'm like, well, yeah.
Yeah,
like,
of course,
I do. And he goes, well, I can't afford to pay you much. And I'm like, oh, like whatever, we'll make it happen. He goes, I can only pay you guys $750 a day. And I'm like, and he's
Yeah,
like,
I'll
and
take
cover
that.
your flight, your food. And I'm like, wait a second, y'all are getting $1,500 a day?
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm like, how many shows you doing? He's like, we're there for 10 days. We're doing 4 shows. And I'm like, they're paying you by the day.
Wow.
And he goes, yeah. I'm like, all right, bet. So we
Yeah.
went. And it was the craziest shit ever, dude.
I was gonna say, did you meet any like other artists or athletes or anything?
because we were like doing a lot of the Indigenous pavilion stuff.
Okay.
Because like our group is Indigenous.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
John C, is from Saugeen. Brooklyn is Métis. I'm Métis. Stomp and J Mac are both from Hobima.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got like some sort of grant. Like Res Official got a grant.
Sick.
And then we got just hired as well. But it was so fucking funny, man. Tomislav we were on stage and the hockey game just let out. We were at this outdoor stage, probably about 5,000 people in the crowd. And we go on stage to do the show. And Tomislav from Res Official grabs the mic. He goes, "Make some noise if you don't have herpes."
Oh, I know.
And like the crowd dead.
Yeah, no, not even a joke.
5,000 people just like, and then we played the music. Yeah, it was awesome.
Wow, what
It
an
was
intro,
awesome.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So and then around this time, continuing off all of this hype, you guys win, through 2 years, you guys win 9 Indigenous Music Awards.
Aboriginal People's Choice Awards that they were called at the time.
Yeah, at the time. Yeah.
APC Mace.
Yeah.
We won. So the crazy thing is, we won 3. We went 3 for 4 the first year.
Yes.
Right? And then there's an interview, and you can still find it. There's an interview where they're like, "What's your plans for next year?" I'm like, "Maybe next year we'll go 6 for 6.
back, yeah.
For the next level.
The next one. Like, let's take 4 out of 4 next year. Or 6 out of 6. I don't know.
We had this.
I say that.
I saw that.
I say that, and then we go 6 for 6. And the crazy fucking thing is, I'm not at that show because me and Brooklyn got pulled over shooting the Dead Fly video. I was on parole, wasn't supposed to be with known associates.
Oh, shit.
I'm getting fitted for a suit at Aldo.
Damn.
And my parole officer calls me, and I just gave my girl money to go. The mother of my child I was with at the time, and she's all excited. You know, we're doing the red carpet. It was fun. It was exciting,
it's
right?
sick.
And we're up for a whole bunch of awards. We're up for like 6 awards.
Yeah.
Get a call from my parole officer. They go, "Yeah, bad news. We got a warrant for your arrest 2 days before the awards." And I go, "Okay." I'm like, "So what happens now?" They're like, "Well, you turn yourself in." And I go, "All right, I'll let you know." And I hung up. So now I'm weighing
I like
these
that they
options.
gave you the heads up. I
They
feel
do.
like that's kind of, yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
They wanted to know where I was. The funny thing is, like, my PO was like,
just trusted you.
where-
They're like,
the
"Yeah,
first
yeah."
question they asked was, "Where are you right now?" And I said,
good
like, "I'm
first
out,"
question.
right?
Yeah.
I'm not stupid. I'm not a fish. But anyways, so we do that, and I get this phone call, and I call my girl, and I'm like, "Fuck, bad news." And the guys are like, "Fuck it, dude. Let's go to the awards. Get arrested on the red carpet."
Also kind of crazy.
Which would have been crazy. And in hindsight, I wish I would have done it. I wish I would have done it. But the crazy thing is, and this is where what really pushed me to never go back. I was never back into the life that I lived. After Winnipeg's Mo started taking off, I put all that stuff. About 6 months to a year in, I put it all away. And I was just living off of music and work and whatever.
Yeah.
But I drove myself to Stony Mountain. I got my mom to drive me to Stony Mountain.
Yeah.
Because I said I wasn't going to sit in the remand center for the weekend because it's fucking hell.
Yeah.
So I go to the front desk, and I go, "I'm here to turn myself in." The guy laughs at me.
Straight to the spot.
He goes, "You're fucking with me." And I go, "No." And he runs my name. He goes, "All right."
All right,
Brings
get
me
in.
brings me in, takes me to a cell, and I'm like, "Yo, someone got a TV." Turn on the fucking TV, and I watched them win 6 out of 6 awards
That's
from
so
a 6x9
sick.
prison cell. And that story's crazy looking back on it, but it was really sad. I was really bummed. It got me really depressed. That was a real bad couple of months for me because I was locked up, and I just felt like, I felt like I let the homies down and I let my bandmates down, but I was just bummed that I didn't get to experience that because the first
course.
year was so special. It was so incredible. But
Yeah.
yeah, that happened. Whatever. Live and learn.
Yes. No, that's super dope, though. It's almost like reminds me of when Tony Ayo was locked up in Florida.
Oh, there was a ton of free Fettah shirts.
Yeah, free Ayo.
I was
free
at Value
Fettah.
Village like 6 years ago, and I saw a free Fettah shirt, and I bought it,
that's
and I was like, "This
sick.
is so dope." It was crazy. Like back in the day, I thought it was cool to be locked up. I'm like, they got free Fettah shirts.
Well, yeah, during that time period. Yeah,
I'm like,
for
what
sure.
a fucking loser I was.
Jeez. Also, kind of going on in the scene at this time, you have even like CTL Records coming up.
Shout out.
Yeah, like Young Kid, Lotto, Quick Cash. Like they also have like their own kind of
Lotto
crew.
Crocodile Tears, if you can find that song, is still one of my favorite fucking Winnipeg songs.
Oh, really? Okay,
it's a
yeah.
banger.
Put that in there.
a banger. There was healthy competition with that. You know what's crazy?
I was just gonna say, yeah.
Young Kid's first 10x10 album, that picture was taken by John C. in my fucking dining room studio.
I love that.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was gonna say it didn't seem like it was like any kind of like negativity or anything. It was like you guys were always bigging each other up and shit. I saw it in a couple interviews and
Yep.
stuff. And that kind of goes back to my other point of like, do you feel like the local scene now is kind of missing more competition? Because competition is good for hip hop.
I think I miss rap beef, and I say this lightly because Heatbag Records had beef with the group called Cream Records back in the day, and it got heavy.
Okay.
tools came out, violence took place. It was not a good scene.
Yeah.
But I do miss the healthy competition of like, I'm not friends with you.
Yeah.
Why would I be friends with you? I don't
Yeah.
need to be friends with you. I just don't like being friends with someone for the sake of being friends with them. If you have nothing in common other than the fact that you're a rapper,
Yeah. What are we doing here?
then what are we doing here?
Yeah.
I want to make music better than you. I
Yeah.
can love and respect you, but I still want to be better
But
than
I'm
you.
trying to be the
I
best.
want to be number one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You should always, that's in everything in life. I want to be better than you. I'll support you on your journey.
Yeah.
But you're not as good as me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just think it's missing that. And I don't like the kumbaya shit. Man, be aggressive. There's nothing wrong with healthy aggression as long as it doesn't take it to violence or anything over the fucking top, man. Like, throw some diss tracks out.
Yeah.
Ruffle some feathers.
You got some diss tracks. I go, yeah.
a few.
Yeah.
Got a few.
I was going to say.
But I love Kid. YK
Yeah.
is we have a song called fuck's it called? Raindrops falling from the sky like God's crying. I know I let you down, but you gotta know I'm trying. Wake up in the morning. Fade Away.
Okay.
And that was recorded. That's a Boogie beat. We recorded that in Boogie's like parents, like when he was living at home. We recorded that in the basement. So that was like the first time me and YK ever collaborated, and we've got a ton since then. But yeah, big love to YK. That's Frank.
Yeah.
Frankie's my guy.
Been doing it, yeah.
Yeah, same with Lotto.
Good guy.
The
Yeah.
whole crew. I wasn't as tight with Quick Cash. Liked him still, but yeah, like Lotto and Kid. I'm still. I see Lotto at the gym all the time. Like Lotto's still good people. Yeah.
Dope.
Same with YK.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, beef some more.
Yeah.
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 Don't be. No. Not everyone needs to be friends.
Yeah.
This photo wall you have here is part of the problem.
Just all friends. Yeah.
Everyone's
holding
fucking
hands,
friends up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just want friendly competition. I think that hip hop in general, I think life in general, and I'm not trying to get all weird on it. I just think what pushed me to be a better person was competition. You know what I mean? First and foremost with myself, but also from my peers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was out of shape, gross, and living my life shitty, and I had people in my corner saying, "Don't do that.
Yeah.
You're being a fucking idiot." So, you know, don't be friends for the sake of being friends, and don't get along just to get along. If you don't like someone, you can just live your life and not get along.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like you don't need to let that affect you.
Do you feel like it's just harder, I guess, because Winnipeg is so like feels like small and like everyone's kind of operating in the same kind of rooms? It's like we don't want that kind of tension, I guess. And
Yeah, but I mean, what
Make
are you
it a
scared
little
of?
yeah.
I feel like people are scared of that shit, man. There's nothing to be scared of, man. Don't be scared, man. If you don't like someone, you don't be friends with them. That's it. We'll
Yeah.
leave it there. Like if you
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
like someone, don't be friends with them.
No, that makes
Because I've
sense.
seen too many people like, and then that's when you get the fake shit. Where I meet someone and
Yeah.
they're like, yo, what up? And then the guy leaves the room and they're like, man, fuck that guy. Like say fuck that guy right to his face. That's the way
Exactly.
we did it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
fuck you. Are we fighting or not?
Yeah.
You know, are we gonna fight or are we gonna shake hands or are we just gonna walk away? There's 3 options. You know what I mean? So that was it.
nice.
That
Also-
made me sound really aggressive.
It's okay. You can be aggressive, man. Yeah. I think Leviathan was like one of the best diss tracks to come out of Winnipeg.
That's because
ever.
it was fucking personal. Because Kid Kane and me and Ruppa were all friends. When me and Ruppa made ADHD, which is by far one of my favorite projects that I've ever been a part of, he was there.
Yeah.
And we were showing love. And we took him on shows with Winnipeg's Most.
Yeah.
So when he started jumping out of fucking pocket,
Yeah.
and I was not having it, and I played my own part, you know what I mean? No one's innocent.
Yeah.
But that was a personal one. I was fucking mad.
You could
and
tell.
and I'll say this, he knew how to fucking push my buttons. He was doing a good job of dissing me too, because it
Yeah.
was pissing me off.
Yeah.
Like I had a basement studio at the time and I was just fucking
just going, yeah.
I don't even know if I was writing. I was probably typing, but I was doing that, you
Just
know?
a knife carving in the
Yeah, I
lyrics.
was just like carving it into the wall or something. But yeah, that was
You had that little rhyme scheme of "you not a night rider, you a light rider on my typewriter, Spitfire," some shit like that. I was like, "Oh,
you're not a night rider, you a light rider. Oh,
yeah, fuck!" It just went. Yeah, I was like, "Damn."
oh, I fucking murdered him on that.
Yeah, but shout out Kid Kane. I know
Yeah.
him too. He's a cool guy and stuff. And it's all in the past. So.
You live and you learn, and
Yeah.
and you know, it's just like one of those things. Like we had our problems. Have we ever been as close since? No. Is
Yeah.
it beef when I see him? No.
No, yeah.
You know, he can operate in his hemisphere, and I can operate in my hemisphere, and we can come together, shake hands, dap each other up, say, "Hey, how you doing?" and keep it moving.
Yeah.
We don't have to be friends.
Another good diss track though. It almost feels like a fever dream though. Like, and we were kind of brought into it, but Egg responded to Lavish because Lavish had said in a lyric like, Charlie, you're cool, but what's up with your mans or something like that.
Because I did a podcast.
You started?
No, I didn't start it. I kind of inadvertently did. I did a podcast and they asked me who I thought was the best rapper artist in Winnipeg. And I said Egg. Because arguably he's the best. And I said that. And then he said it in the bar. He goes, Charlie, you're cool, but your man ain't the one. And then Egg heard that and unleashed, that song that he did was scathing.
It was crazy.
Scathing. Scathing. And I love Egg. Like, Egg is... I feel like I'm a really good writer and I'm a really good artist. Egg is someone that I look at and I go, how the fuck will I ever be that good? You know what I mean? He's just so smart, so effortless.
Yeah.
His intentions are pure. Like, I can't say enough good things about Egg and all the Fourth Quarter family. Those are just because I don't directly work with Fourth Quarter anymore. Like, that was my family for 3-4 years. Like, they're still, Dale lives on the same street as me. Tony lives on the same street as me. Like, Steve is a brother, like a fucking brother. Like, all of those guys. Egg is in Toronto, but anytime I see him, it's love. Like, that's a special crew. The 3P crew is a very special crew in Winnipeg. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Even talking about Fourth Quarter, what do you feel like do you feel like that kind of moment when you were working with them, what do you feel like you kind of gained as a solo artist working at with Fourth Quarter Records?
The ability to be comfortable stepping out of stepping out of the box. I think I usually picked aggressive 90s type beats because that's where I felt my pocket was. Yeah. That's where I felt the most comfortable at. Or like Winnipeg's Mo style, the kind of like, lack of a better term, popular, aggressive gangster rap. Like those were my two lanes. Yeah. And then Steve was like, they're so musical. All those guys are so fucking musical.
Yeah, they tapped in.
Just a different pocket, a different vibe. And Steve co-wrote like most of all those projects. That's co-written by Steve. Steve's the one that got me most of those hooks, or at least I had the beginning. He had the It was a for real collaborative album. That's why we called it Steve and Tyler.
Yeah.
So just opened me to the new scene. Like, that's how I really got tight with like Bennett, because Dylan Bennett had what was their Millennial Cartel.
Yeah.
I was really big fans of them, so they were all connected to Prestigious Deviants and all that. And they just had that was a family. That was a crew. That was like 3 separate crews that were all fucking homies. Yeah, and it made fucking sense, and they were all super incredibly talented. So love those guys. I owe Steve and Tony and 3P as a whole a lot. That they gave me a lot of life back in something that I didn't really think I wanted to do anymore. I wasn't really thinking about music until because he had the studio over here. I was getting a haircut, and he's like, "Yo, come up and listen to a beat." We made "Life We Live" that day.
Hey, okay.
"Life We Live" was the first song we made, and we made that right there. We made that in like an hour and a half. That's how I always created it. I won't create for a very long time, but then I'll jump in the studio, do an album in a week.
You good?
Just how I go.
Yeah. And then sometimes you drop the album, sometimes you don't.
Most of the time I don't.
Nice. Also doing like some research for this interview, I was like super pumped to see that John C. like not only mixed, mastered all the songs, did the cover art, he was uploading all the music to the MySpace and all that kind of shit.
MySpace, damn.
Yeah, it was crazy. So I was like, damn, that's super dope.
He taught himself, man. We always used to joke.
That's a hustler, bro. Yeah.
YouTube University. That motherfucker, I would be like, yo, I want this effect on my voice. He'd be like, come back tomorrow. He hadn't slept. There's like a pile of cigarette butts in an ashtray, and he's like, I got it. Yeah. And I'm like, yo, John C. is the fucking glue to a lot of the early, not just Heatbag.
Yeah.
He played a role in CTL. He played a role in ADH. He played a role in so much of that fucking era of Winnipeg music. It's unbelievable. And his nickname, The General, is really what it is.
Makes sense, yeah.
Like, I always say this, like, and he knows it. Like, he's not the best rapper. He knows that, but he's the fucking best general in the fucking game. Like,
he's the boss, bro.
He commands a room, and he can spit. Like, I'm not saying that.
No, it's like it's good because it's like.
I'm not saying he's not a talented artist. I'm just saying he knew that. Yeah. So he said, "How the fuck am I going to be the best? I'm going to control it. I'm going to control." He still can make my voice on a song sound better than 90% of the people that I've ever worked with. Like, he just knows my voice.
Yeah.
Man, you know what I mean? I love that guy. That guy has held me down in real life, in music, and he deserves way more flowers and credit than I think he's given.
Yeah.
But flowers.
Yeah, there you go.
That's my brother.
We got to get him on.
He'll do it.
So here at Don't Cry Wolf, we like to do little fun segments. This is a pretty easy game. I don't know what we're going to call it. It's like this or this, you know? You pick one or two.
All right.
All That I Know music video or Winnipeg Boy music video?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
All That I Know.
Okay, good. Winnipeg's Most or Goodfellas?
Winnipeg's Most.
Oh, interesting. Bang Bang or Don't Stop?
Oh.
I knew you were going to like that one. Yeah.
Okay. Caveat, Bang Bang, because it paid my fucking bills for like 4 years. But musically, I think Don't Stop is a better offering, but Blue crushed that hook.
Blue was killing it just during that whole time period. He really got that sound.
We were doing res shows. He was by himself getting more money than us, and he was popping more than us. We're like, who the fuck are you?
This guy, yeah.
Yeah, we just knew you from Bang Bang. Then I see his catalog, and he's incredibly talented. Like, I'm a Giant's one of my favorite songs that we ever did.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go Bang Bang based on the dollar signs that came attached to it and the way that it changed my life. But musically, Don't Stop.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And which logo are we rocking with? The old Heatbag logo with the gun and the fucking magnifying glass? Or are we doing just like the classic clean, sharp H with like the north side Heatbag on the top?
Gun, bro.
Yeah,
It's
gotta be.
That was so crazy when I look back at that. We're like, why don't the police like us?
Just heat, man, with the gun and the fingerprint.
A fingerprint and bullets. Like, it's so crazy when I think back on that shit. I'm like, yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
But it's so funny.
They're like, we know you guys are up to no good. We're like, how do you know? Like, I don't know.
Wearing it on
we're wearing it. Yeah. We're wearing it on our shirts.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Okay, sick. But please bring that back.
It's coming back.
And
it's coming back.
Steve Tyler 1 or Steve Tyler 2?
Oh, that's brutal, bro.
Steven.
Oh, that's fucking brutal. Because I love them both. Oh, I don't want to say 2.
Yeah.
I'm going to say number 1.
Okay.
I'll go with the first one. But I'm mad at you for asking that. Yeah. No, that. Yeah, no, I'll go. That, just because that's the one that started it, and that one made 2 possible and 1.5 and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's sick that you got a 1.5 in there too.
It was just songs that we felt like we had to put out.
Yeah.
They just
Like,
didn't
what are we
fit the
doing?
album,
Yeah.
but they had to come out. That was a Tony. Tony's like, this is not going to be another Lost Fettah album. This is going to be that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yo, shout out Tony for doing that. Then.
Yeah.
Damn. So Heatbag Records just had a very big roster of like different artists. How involved were you with like having people sign on? And was there a specific artist that like sticks out in your mind that were like, damn, this guy's got it?
I was a fucking hater. I was like, if you ain't day one, you ain't down.
Oh, okay. You're like, I don't want no new people.
You can ask Boogie about this, and this is the worst thing I ever did. So we had a rule: if you wanted to get into the group, you had to be unanimously voted in. We voted on Boogie, and I said no. I'm such an idiot, and it wasn't for talent. It wasn't for anything. I was like, I don't know him.
Oh,
that was it. And they're like, you made songs with him, and I was like, nah. And I just remember thinking, like,
just drinking that
me and Boogie will laugh about this, and I love Boogie. Boogie, to me, is hands down one of the most talented creatives of my generation. Hands down. It was just one of those dumb, I'm fucking young. I'm stupid. I'm like, fuck that. Biggest mistake ever. He would have blown up. He didn't need us to go anywhere. He obviously didn't.
So he didn't actually end up...
No, he was with us. He was still affiliated. Like, fuck, who would I say? Probably Ruppa and Syph. But they weren't really even Heatbag because they were Moonshine Crew. Like they were their own thing. But like, as far as the most talented like person that joined after, like Ruppa or Syph. Like
Syph
just
Diaz.
Syph Diaz is a
crazy.
fucking beast, man. And he's on all over ADHD. Like we almost made ADHD another like trifecta group because he was just around. He was like, yo, let me jump on this. We're like, yep.
Yeah. Because Rupp produced
the whole,
ADHD.
We did that in one very, very hot summer. On top of the totem. Rest in peace. You know what, man? Rest in peace to Brooklyn and to Ruppa, Jason and Jamie. Two guys that were just like fucking talented, epic creators. Both of them so like they have so much music, man. They have so much. They were like Brooklyn was like Pac in that sense. Like he would make 6, 7, 8 songs. Jason the same way, man. You know, and
came very natural to them.
Yeah, both of them made me grind harder and become a better artist. And you know, I can't have all these memories, and I know it would have probably came up, but those guys, you know, there's a lot of people that we've lost over the years, but those two musically especially, and friendship, just you know, that shit fucking those were tough ones to lose. Yeah, for sure.
No, that makes sense. So during this time period, now I'm trying to think. So there's like a time period where, of course, like the group disbands, like most groups do, and maybe walk me through it. But I feel like it was like kind of after that, you and John C.
Winnipeg Boys.
Yeah, create Winnipeg Boys, and then Brooklyn goes on to do YSMG. When around that timeline did you guys sign to Battle Axe?
Fuck.
Which was Mad Child's label.
See that Mad Child? Shane Bunting, right there for you, you fucking loser. He's a piece of shit.
Okay.
Mad Child is a piece of fucking shit.
Damn.
All right? Fuck Shane Bunting.
Yeah.
Fuck Battle Axe. Love the other guys, though. Rob the Viking, incredible.
Yeah.
Mocha, incredible. Prevail,
Mocha,
incredible.
crazy.
Fuck Mad Child. He saw us as a way to bolster his roster of the Battle Axe Warriors. They were selling memberships. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. We kind of got connected because Dow Jones.
Yeah.
Was that me? Nope. Someone else is beeping. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Dow Jones kind of made that connection happen. And shout out to Dow. But we didn't really sign. We just, like, we viewed it as promo. You know what I mean? We thought it would be good. And we really bought in at first. But I'll tell the fucking story. I've never told it publicly. I'll tell the fucking story. We're on tour with Winnipeg's Most and Dow Jones. We have some days off in Vancouver, and I'm a huge Mad Child fan.
Yeah.
He can spit. That guy can rap.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fucking fan. I'm not talking shit about his talent.
Yeah.
Okay? We're at his condo, and he goes, and keep in mind, we're in Winnipeg's Most. We're getting fucking 10 grand a show. I got a nice hotel room. He invites me to stay at his crib to record some music, hang out, and I'm like, fuck yeah.
Dope. Yeah.
2 days go by. It's all good. Cooking, cool. One day we wake up, sitting in the living room, and this fucking asshole. He gets a phone call.
Okay.
And he goes, and it's a big condo. Like it's like a 2-floor condo. It's a big spot. It's a beautiful spot. He's got the Silver Surfer. He's got Supreme. Like the guy was like caked up. He had dope shit. He had like Cause originals, you know. Like the guy's got good style. Like, so we're sitting there, and he goes, "Hey," in his stupid little voice, "Hey guys, I gotta take this call. I gotta take this fucking call."
Oh,
and I'm sitting there like, "Oh, okay, so take the fucking call,
Yeah.
you little fucking gremlin." And he goes, "Well, you know, I kind of want some privacy." And I'm like, "So go to your fucking room, like
It's your house. Yeah.
yeah, like, I don't know." And he goes, "No, like, how about you take my dog for a walk and go to the store and get me a pack of Belmonts?"
Oh,
and I look at him,
shit.
and I go, "Excuse me?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, like, what's the problem? Like, I cook for you at my house." And I was like, "All right, bet. Pack my bag."
In dipskis.
Yeah. Fuck you. Take your dog for a walk?
That's insane.
Fuck you think you're talking to, you little fucking gremlin piece of shit?
Yeah.
Fucking drug addict?
Yeah.
And the thing I don't like about him, and I'll go on fucking record because it's the problem that I don't like with a lot of people. He was claiming to be drug free and all this bullshit. Bro, you were fucking high as a kite. Look at you. You're coke the fuck up trying to
Yeah.
do fucking Soberfest, piece of shit.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you another one. After this, we're still kind of cool. I go to Brandon, Matt Brevner, to do the Matt Brevner song.
Yeah.
Go there. I'm on his tour bus. I show him the Manitoba Massacre. I show him the first song on the Manitoba Massacre called, what did he call his album? What are Mad Child's albums called?
Whoa, I could not.
Oh my God. He stole the fucking title from me, bro. What did I
Just
call
the
it?
Mad Child Massacre or what?
No, dude, hold on. I gotta get this done because I changed the name of my song because of this. Lawnmower Man.
Oh.
Okay, so he put on Lawnmower Man. Look it up. 2013.
Yeah.
I showed him the song. I didn't change the title. Now that I remember it. I have a banging song, Lawnmower Man, crazy.
Yeah.
He heard it and he goes, "Let me jump on it." And I go, "Nah, man, it's kind of like I'm
Done.
super proud of it. It's
Yeah,
just done."
yeah.
You know what his song was? So his next album was called Silver Tongue Devil. He told me on that tour bus that Lawnmower Man was called Silver Tongue Devil.
And then
All of a sudden it
drops.
changes to Lawnmower Man. The guy is a fucking loser.
Damn.
And if you're a fan of him, I love that for you.
Yeah.
I think he's got a classic catalog. Musically, he's incredible. He's given a lot to this country. I'm excited that Swollen Members is doing another tour.
Yeah.
Like I said, I can love somebody's work.
Yeah.
And I can fucking hate them as a human. And I fucking hate that guy. Viscerally.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. That's some shitty behavior on his part. Jesus.
There's a gang in Manitoba
Yeah.
called the Manitoba Warriors.
Yeah.
He did a show at the Pyramid, and they didn't really like. There were
Yeah.
some people in that group
Okay.
didn't really care for the whole Battle Axe Warriors thing.
Yeah. Oh shit. Didn't even
So
think of
they
that.
went
Yeah.
to go see him at a show, and they weren't even like there to beat the fuck out of him.
No,
or nothing.
they just talked.
And he just pulled a little bitch. He's a
Ooh,
punk.
yeah.
Shane's a punk. Shane's a punk. He ruined the star. Whatever. Let's go. I don't want to put too much out.
Yeah.
He's
no,
a real.
yeah.
He's a real piece of work, though. He's a
Damn.
real piece of work.
So nothing came out from that. Then you guys didn't release
Fuck
that
Battle
thing.
Axe.
Yeah.
Fuck Battle Axe.
Damn.
Fuck them.
But there was, I feel, in an interview, not to kind of keep on it, but that you said that there was a song where it was you.
You're bringing up my trauma.
Sorry.
Kidding. Go ahead.
I saw you, Mad Child, Mercules, and Snack the Ripper. Is that?
Never came out.
But it exists?
Yep.
Holy shit. Like,
Yep.
that's a lineup on, like, one song?
Yep.
That's nuts.
Yep. Never came out.
Damn.
Never
Okay.
came
I
out.
just wanted to make sure that that's real.
I also have
That's
a
crazy.
Mercules. I also have a Mercules feature on that project that had Lawnmower Man, called "Mask for the Pain." That's only available on like SoundCloud or some shit. That album, Manitoba Massacre.
Okay.
And I lost. Boogie produced it. We lost the masters a long time ago. But
Damn.
yeah, that was around that time period. Because Snack, you gotta understand, when Winnipeg's most was popping, we were fucking huge.
Yeah.
So when we went to Vancouver, the Stomp Down Killers were like at our show, like
Yeah, yeah.
fucking
They're
like
like, yeah,
supporting.
let's see this,
So that's
yeah.
family, like Snack and all those guys. That's family, big family. Yeah,
Fire.
that's my West Coast people, man.
There you go.
Evil, fucking Merc, Caspo, Lesson, Nax, Craver, Q. Oh, those guys are like that's family. Yeah.
No. And how did your relationship with Mercules then even come about? Like,
You want to hear a crazy story? Mercules.
Lay it on.
when I was like doing Winnipeg's Most and Charlie Fettah, we were putting stuff out, and he would email me at like Charlie Fettah at Hotmail and be like, "Hey, Cole Stevenson, that's his name.
Yeah.
Hey man, like would love to do a song, blah 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 blah." And then I did the KOTD thing, and he was battling at that same KOTD.
Oh, shit,
Because
that
his name
event.
was Merc Mikes, and I met him. That's the first time I met him. And we had like done songs and stuff. Like he wasn't like he was just a dope rapper that was
Yeah.
like working. And then we did a couple songs together. Like we did Mask for the Pain, and then he just fucking blew up. And I brought him. They stayed at my house for that first show that they did at the Windsor when there was like 30 people there when he
Yeah.
did the Lash tour.
Okay.
that was he stayed at my place. He was with Kripal and a couple other dudes, and yeah, no, Cole is just a fucking talented, good dude. Like,
yeah, it's good to
Merc-
see him getting his
Merc is
credit, you know?
Merc is I always root for guys like Merc just because I know him as a human, and he's a really talented, very cool, down to earth dude that deserves all of the success that's coming to him. He's the exact opposite of Mad Child.
Nice.
Someone
Yeah,
that deserves his success and doesn't
Yeah.
take it for granted. You know, so
Yeah, it's crazy. He got signed to Death Row Records by
Got like a
Snoop
distribution
Dogg or
deal.
something? Okay,
I don't know if I'm putting this up, but it's like a distro deal. But who cares?
Yeah,
you have Death Row Records post your
I saw
shit.
the chain, man. Snoop Dogg give you a chain that's
Bro,
like Death Row and shit,
the love
bro.
that guy
That's
gets, bro.
crazy.
I was at a party and this jeweler came up and gave this guy like an M ring, like a diamond ring.
Yeah.
And he's like, here. I think it's like 10. Like, dude, I was like, what the
Just
fuck?
give me that. Yeah,
I'm like,
damn.
man, why didn't I ever get that? Where's my Winnipeg's most ring? But no, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
And an incredible rapper. Incredible. Yeah.
Well, speaking of like successful artists that you kind of know here, did you ever do a track with Wob Canoe?
Yes.
Sick.
Me, Wob, and Young Kid.
Fire. What was it called?
It's called Idle No More. It's still on YouTube, I think.
Damn,
Yeah.
let's go.
We did it when the missing and murdered women thing really came to a head.
Mm.
The Idle No More movement, but that was all, I don't want to speak out of turn, but
Yeah.
when that was finally becoming the issue that it should have been for
Yeah.
all of those years, we were lucky enough to make that Idle No More was a fantastic experience. We were so supported by the Indigenous community in Canada that to not speak out about the issues felt wrong. So that was kind of the thing too, as Winnipeg's most, even after we kind of packed it in, we were still always asked to do these shows and do these talks and get our opinions. And at first we would shy away from them. And then we were like, no,
What do we do? Yeah, might as
John
well.
C. especially, like his family was deeply, like many Indigenous families, was deeply affected by residential schooling. So when he, would talk about it during the documentaries and, open up about the traumas that him and his family had to go through, I think it really started to make sense to me why he would rap the things he rapped and why he had these outlooks and why he was so distrustful of whatever. You know what I mean? It was one of those things that I'm Métis, but I wasn't raised with any, I look white. I'm a white passing Métis guy. Like I get that. And I didn't grow up with the same stigma and stuff. So like those types of things, like those songs, like Idle No More and those types of things that happened really put me kind of in my place and made me understand that the things that we did with Winnipeg's Most and the things that that how we were supported, really we had a responsibility to do that. And that was kind of the time when my mindset as a human started kind of shifting to being a little bit more engaged and not. It's a very ignorant thing to be like, oh, I don't care. I'm non-political. Like, fuck off. You know what I mean? That you don't get to do that. You can. You're a piece of shit. But, that was just one of those moments. And yeah, Wob Canoe, produced by Boogie, Wob, myself, and YK.
Crazy lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really hope Wob Canoe comes out of retirement one day. Just
That's
drop
why
some
he's
bars,
such a
bro.
good
That would be
debater.
sick.
Everyone's like, man,
true. He's got bars.
Everyone's
bro.
like, he's such a good speaker, and I'm like, the guy was a fucking rapper. Of
Yeah,
course he is,
straight
man.
up,
Yeah,
yeah.
man. Wow, I got a lot of love for him, man.
Yeah, no, great to see what he's doing.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
Kill it. Ballad of Gus.
So fucking weird how that came up.
Crazy. Yeah,
I randomly get a call.
I like that you're the villain in it. You're like,
It's funny. Brian Barnhart, my guy, he calls me and he goes, "Hey man, Fettah, big fan, love it. Da 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 da. Got this movie, short film I'm doing. Maybe hopefully you want to partner." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. What is it?" And he goes, "So do you think you could play an angry drug dealer?" And I'm like, "Boy, do I gotta? I'll nail this role.
I'll act the shit out of that."
Yeah, it was super fun. And you know what? That movie came at a really good time for me. I was in a really toxic relationship and it just ended. And I was drinking. I was just not leaving the house. I was just being a pile of shit. And that movie got me out of the house and got me creative and really, really did a lot of dope shit for me in that time period. And it was awesome, man. I met a lot of really cool people on that shoot that I'm still friends with. Yeah, it was fucking awesome. And I got shot in the back of the head with a shotgun.
Hey, look at me.
Which was the funny thing about that shot too is the guy goes, it's a budget indie film. So he's like, we got one shot at this.
We gotta make it count.
You gotta make it count. I'm like, well, when I feel the air, he's like, air is gonna blow this shit at you.
Yeah, okay.
Then I see this fucking thing. It's like a pipe with a thing, and I'm like, I'm gonna feel it. Dude, that shit hurt.
Oh, I
it was
bet.
It was like a fucking potato gun. I don't know if you guys ever had potato guns.
Yeah, definitely.
It felt like a potato gun of blood.
Fucking cannon just.
Yeah, that was
damn.
And the movie's super crazy, and it got me thinking how much more I want to shoot. So actually just this weekend I did a commercial with Daniel, and yeah, I I don't know, man. Maybe acting is in my.
You low key have the chops, you know. Even doing the nasty commercials and shit like that for hip-hop
was
karaoke.
That shit was so fun. That shit was so
good.
fun. My favorite is the edit that they did when I'm laughing. I'm like, and then you got like the horse and shit. Yo, those guys crush me on that. But yeah, no, I love acting. I just like being creative. I think since getting sober almost 2 years ago and getting my life, you know, really on like a healthy tip and getting in the gym and just doing all these things to progress in different ways that I never did really made me understand that I'm a creative and I used to run away from that. And the reason that I drank and did drugs because I thought it was social anxiety, and it is a little bit of social anxiety, but truthfully, to me, what I think is the basis of addiction is like you don't feel comfortable in your own skin. You're trying to like, you know, you don't even feel like you belong in your own body. And to me, that was like realizing that like I am this person. Like it's okay to be the fucking weirdo creative. I don't need to be Charlie Fettah. Like I am Charlie, but I don't need to be Charlie Fettah, you know? So it's one of those things.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, no, I
don't want to get all deep.
No.
This has been fantastic.
No,
Let's
I
not
love
get
that.
deep.
Yeah, no, I love that. Do you feel like, well, even being on the topic of being sober, like how does that affect you making your new album? Is this like the first time you've done it fully? Like,
yeah, first time I've done it fully sober. And when Royce the 5'9" got sober, because when Slaughterhouse came here back in the day, they performed at the Pyramid and they all had a bottle on stage. Each one of them drank 2 bottles to the dome.
Yeah, Joe Budden looks like he can shove down a ball for sure.
But Royce did an interview and someone asked him about that, like your creative process, and I was worried because I used to sit in the studio and drink, you know, whatever, beer and booze and smoke weed and all that shit, and you know I'll still take an edible from here and there. Like I don't smoke weed anymore. But I'll do an edible. I'll do like a little mushroom ting or something like that. But it made me sharper. Like I'm just like
more focused.
I'm just more focused as a human being in general.
Yeah.
Like I'm just no nonsense. If it don't serve me, it's gone.
Yeah.
I'm an absolute fucking unit. Like I'm stronger than I ever been. I'm sharper than I ever been. I'm smarter than I ever been. My late 30s have been like me catching my stride. I look at pictures of me even 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, and I'm like, you look ugly, you look bloated, you look gross, and I'm okay with that. I was still getting girls though, so whatever. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like everything's better. It's like why I post the shit I post on Instagram. It's like I was so negative. I was just living in this fucking pit of self-pity, of self-loathing, of fucking being a little bitch. Not taking responsibility and accountability for the actions that, I got trauma. We all have trauma. I've had horrible things happen. My best friend Ricardo got murdered. I've been to prison. All these things have happened. Yes. And I'm not comparing anybody's trauma and everybody's going to deal with their trauma differently. But if you don't take accountability for the role you play or the reaction that you have to that trauma, because that's the only thing you can control is your reaction. You can't control those actions. If I could fucking control those actions, rewind time, I'd bring my brother back. I'd bring Jamie back. I'd bring Ruppa back. I'd bring all these people back.
100%.
But you can't. So you need to take accountability and understand that these shitty things are going to fucking happen. Life sucks. How are you going to react to it?
Yeah.
I got a child. I need to be better for him, right? So that's when it comes to music, I'm just like, I'm going to be the best I can fucking be. And I'm just going to, no bars wasted. If I'm not happy with it, it don't happen. Fuck that. Like, I don't need it. For the first time in my life, when I got sober, I realized I was hanging on to things because I thought I needed them. I don't need anything.
Yeah.
I need me. I need my family. I need my people good, obviously. But I don't need anybody, really. I just need me.
And so that was literally like kind of your headspace going into this, making this project, and you're just
Cuddy's always been my brother too. Like Cuddy's the type of guy I would call when I was going through trauma, and he would hold me down. So Cuddy.
It just made sense.
Just made sense to get with Cuddy and collaborate with him, and he's just Cuddy is a businessman. Like all my boys are like, the crazy thing is like the guys that I really look up to now, not only are they hella creative, they're businessmen. They've got their shit together.
Yeah.
They make their own money. They feed their family. They're really, really out here living fucking life to the fullest. And I think that is what is reflected for me, like in this album, is like, man, I'm sharp.
Yeah.
I am fucking sharp right now.
You got
and
it.
I will go bar for bar with anybody that wants to go fucking bar for bar with me. If you want to step up, let's go. Let's get greasy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fuck, I'll be like Bubs fucking Wanagunya, you know?
Yeah.
But no, I just feel sharp, man. I feel great. I feel incredible about life. I feel incredible at the project. I feel like I got a new life, man. I feel reborn.
I love that for you. Yeah.
Phoenix from the ashes. But yeah,
But no, for real though, congrats. So that's awesome.
I appreciate that.
And it's a hard thing to do. So
Why do you do this? I see people doing this.
I
all the
always
time.
do it. I just fidget. Yeah. I don't think it makes it more comfortable or anything. Yeah. It just flips around.
But the last thing I want to touch on that is, I don't judge anybody too for not being sober because I wish I had that balance. I wish I wasn't a fucking addict. I wish I could have drinks and party and not like fucking feel like an absolute sack of shit. You know what I mean? But I realize that. So it's also self-realization. This album, there's no like really deep topics. There's 2 songs on this album that are incredibly reflective of the last 5 years of my life.
Yeah.
And I like that they're on this album because there's the shit that I want, and then there's the shit that I needed on there. And there was some very heavy venting stuff that I didn't really think I was gonna do.
Oh, okay.
But it just Cut
Needed
Down
it.
and NATO were like, these are the best songs on the album. And again, like I was telling you earlier off mic, I was like, man, every time I make a song that I don't like, everyone's like, this is the one. So now I'm just listening and I'm kind of letting not Jesus take the wheel because I don't believe in religion, but let Cuddy take the wheel. Let the people that support me and our fans and me make that decision. So we're just letting it roll.
Damn. And can you let the people know the name of the album when it's
Call
coming out?
Me Evil, October 31st, which this will be out by the time it comes out, but October 31st, 2024. We got another one like in the chamber, ready to go. It was easy to make this album. Like it was
just felt good.
It was fun.
It started just flowing once you kind of got back on it.
There was 12 songs made. There's 10 on the album. We did 4, 4, and 4 in 3 sessions.
Oh shit!
So it was three recording sessions. The whole
This is
album
like
was done.
productive ass recording sessions.
We're fucking. Me and Cuddy got kids. We
Yeah,
got jobs.
that's-
We don't
you
have.
don't have the
I can't sit in the
time.
studio
Can't have the
rolling joints and
luxury,
fucking chilling. That's also my thing, and I'll say this to new artists: if you go to the fucking studio, don't go to the studio to fucking hang out.
Yeah,
I know you want to get
yeah.
your photo shoot and shit, but go there to fucking work. And the studio's expensive.
Oh, 100%.
You
Yeah,
know
it's
what I
like,
mean?
what are
So,
we doing now?
Yeah, like,
They were
everyone's
just-
like, dude, I'm gonna
Yeah.
pop this bottle of Henny and write a verse. Like they write it at home.
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah, $60 an hour. Just fuck.
60, dude.
Well,
Y'all
fuck-
cheap. Go to ask Derek what private ear is.
shit,
For
yeah.
a couple hundred. But just whatever, not that you asked me this, but since it's a platform and this is going to be heard by a lot of younger people that are probably aware and familiar with me, is that, to the younger dudes, stay fucking true. Like, shout out to Max. Shout out to Max doing the fucking thing, Vital. Just these artists that I see in the city that are like fucking consistently crushing it and doing it their way. That's the shit that I want to see.
Yeah.
They're not trying to be somebody else. They're not trying to do it the same way as anybody else, because I feel like in Winnipeg and everywhere there was like this fucking timeline of everyone just doing the same shit. And fuck that. So I'm loving to see the success that even Lavish is having,
Yeah.
that YSN Fab, the Maxes, the Vitals.
Yeah.
There's countless other people that I'm probably missing, but just that whole lane is fucking awesome to see. And I just want them to be aware that the old heads like myself love that
Yeah.
shit, and we want them
Paying
to keep
attention.
going. And you guys, and this whole platform, like this is something I've seen you guys doing so many fucking interviews, and I was like when you said, who do you guys want to see? I was like, Charlie Fettah. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I was like, I want to be a part of these new platforms, which means to me as a fan, it's coming up. It's dope.
Yeah.
You guys are killing it.
Oh, I
crushing
appreciate it, man. Yeah. Just trying to give people a voice. And I feel like there's just so much history, especially with like a lot of like the older artists and stuff like that people haven't gotten
Stop
to touch
calling
on.
me fucking old, bro.
Sorry, my bad. We're actually close in age too. I'm 32. You're.
That's not close. That mustache makes you look significantly older.
Oh, there we go. I like that. I'll take that as a compliment. Yeah.
No,
That's what I got on.
you know what? I used to hate that. I'd be like, oh, that's Unc. Like Dill the Giant always says, what's up, Unc? I'm like, stop fucking calling me that. He's like, yeah, but Unc's like the older. He's not old.
Yeah, no,
he's
I'm not saying grandpa. Yeah, shit, man. Call you OG, bro.
I like it though, because I've had artists like with loud sessions and some of the stuff that I'm doing outside of that. I've had artists like come up to me and be like, yo, like, can you give me some advice? And I say no.
Yeah,
because
you're like, no, I'm not about
the
it.
game
right
is
now.
to be sold, not to be told.
Oh.
But no, like just I always give people advice, and I say, don't do anything I did. Do what you did. Don't worry about what I did.
Yeah.
If you want to ask me what I did in a situation, I'll tell you what not to do. I don't want to tell you what to do.
Interesting.
Because I don't know what your vision for you is. So
at the height of your career, was there a situation where if you could go back in time and change it, is there something that you would specifically stands out to you?
Yeah.
And be like, damn, I wish I did that differently.
Yeah, I would have. I would have worked much harder at keeping the three of us in Winnipeg's Most together. I would have worked a lot harder at keeping relationships and friendships that I feel really, really suffered. Brooke, it's no secret. We weren't on the best of terms with any of that. I would have fought to keep that group together. I don't know if I would have succeeded, but I would have fought harder.
Yeah.
I would have got arrested at the fucking just for the footage, just for the footage. But no, I would have fought harder to keep Winnipeg's Most together.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I miss Brooke. I'm like, now that we're doing some Winnipeg's Most stuff. We sold out to Bert.
I was just gonna bring up the reunion.
Having
show.
his mom a part of it and shit, and I don't want to get too deep into it because I will fucking tear up. Having his mom there and his children on stage and having his spirit live through her is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where I would have fought tooth and fucking nail.
Yeah.
To keep that together, to have even another couple of months with my brothers making that music and having that impact. We didn't think. In the moment, you never think of the impact that you're leaving, and then now, like it's almost 15 years, and people like TikTok. My royalties went up, and I was like, "What the fuck's going on?" My buddy goes, "Yeah, there's a Bang Bang TikTok thing."
No way.
Yeah, so there's all these people
shit,
singing
sick.
TikTok, like singing Bang Bang on TikTok.
That's fine.
And I was like, "Well, shout out to TikTok for paying me a decent royalty," but I'm like, these kids are like 13. Like that song is fit. Like what?
Their parents are.
But their parents. It's Bang Bang and All That I Know go off so fucking hard in Canada.
Yeah.
Anywhere I go.
Yeah.
Pat Stay, rest in peace. When he was during COVID, when he was doing those lives, I just jumped into a live to watch it. He goes, "Yo, is that Charlie Fettah?" He's like, "Man, All That I Know." And I'm like, what the fuck? It's just like that song was on Much Music, like this shit right there.
Yeah.
I would have fought harder because I didn't realize how important and the impact that this shit made. And it allowed me, to this day, this shit's still paying me, not maybe in financial, monetarily, but this shit is making me important in circles that I'm blessed to be in. That gives me credibility to get into rooms that a lot of people can't get into, and I'm grateful. And I think for a long time, I was ungrateful. I was very selfish. I was very self-centered. I didn't care that I was Charlie Fettah, that I was a part of Winnipeg's Most. I didn't. It was just a point in my life that, whatever. And now when I look back at it, I was like, holy fuck, that was special. Yeah. People love that. People come to our shows like with their children. People come to our shows and pay to meet and greet and tell me that I got them through. I get Instagram messages, and I don't like posting that shit. I don't mind it that people post it, but I personally don't like to post it. It's like I like to help out people that are houseless. I don't want to post about it. But that's just a personal preference. But I get messages on Instagram and Facebook a lot, especially since I got sober and post about that. But like a lot of people saying that my music and that like really helped them get through a tough time. And that now the morning motivations and this shit that I'm doing is helping them deal with their issues with addiction or just getting them in the gym or whatever the fuck it is, man. Whatever it is, man. Progression is key. But again, long fucking answer to your question. I would have fought way harder to protect the things that really mattered to me. And I, as grateful as I am to have the experiences, I do feel responsible for just letting it go. Yeah. Like me and John C. All of us did. All three of us did.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Yeah. Go our own way, right? And that's shitty. But hindsight's 2020. Like Jay-Z said, you got to learn to live with regrets. Coming to terms with that, taking accountability for all my shit is my new stuff. So, but yeah, I would have fought for that.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. That's a really good answer too. Yeah, I appreciate it.
I've been known time to time to say something smart. You know what I mean?
Good, yeah.
I was. It's funny. Like I don't do that, but like sometimes, yeah, my girlfriend will she'll just be like, that was really well thought out, and I'm like, and then I go, man, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm like, well, stop killing the vibe there. But no,
that's awesome. I just want to kind of end it off on more about the album that's coming out. What is the plan after this drops? Are we seeing videos?
Nothing. No plan, man. Me and Cuddy are playing it fast and loose. We're gonna put it out. We're gonna see what happens.
Yeah.
We're gonna see what it does. I don't have any expectations.
Yeah. You just
I want to put out fucking good music for the people that want to hear my music.
Mm-hmm.
I want to promote it the way I want to promote it. We're putting a little marketing budget behind it. We got a couple AI videos that we're just playing with.
Sick.
We're gonna do a video with Nasty.
Dope, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're my guys.
Shout out. Yeah.
And just man, like just fucking have fun. Like it's crazy because like with kind of the resurgence of Winnipeg's Most, and I'll say it here. Yeah, we're doing another Winnipeg's Most record.
Fire.
Brooklyn's mom has a bevy of hard drives with unreleased, unheard Brooklyn verses. So we're gonna make another album, Winnipeg's Most album. You can also go to winnipegsmost.ca and get some merch and whatever else you need. But yeah, we're gonna do another Winnipeg's Most record. But yeah, with this album, man, fucking have fun.
Yeah.
We got another one locked and loaded, man. Me and Cuddy, this shit is easy. This shit is fun. I wrap circles around people. So I'm just doing laps. I'm out here doing cardio.
Working,
You know what I mean? I'm just out here fucking lifting 315. Tell me if you can. 225 for reps. Come at me. But yeah, just have fun. Have fun and just fucking enjoy it. And yeah, that's it. That's it, man.
Okay, sick. Well, on that note, thank you so much, man, for coming here. And peace out, you guys.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah.